Okay, this is from Sherry. She said, should you try smaller launches until you learn what resonates with your people? No, I would. I would launch. Because here's the thing.
All the time.
Even if you do a full 5-day launch and it doesn't resonate with your people, that doesn't mean you can't do another 5-day launch a month later. You're there to make sales, guys, not get information or feedback. You're there to make money. So you launch. You do your launch like you are ensured that all 100% of your people are going to buy.
And here's something else, guys. You know, when we first started our launches, we were always taught to only ever do the full 5-day launch. If that's overwhelming and scary to you, do a 3-day launch. Do a 48-hour flash sale. It doesn't matter.
PS.
Yeah. Sell it in your PS, but you have to sell it every single time that you send out an email. You can't just send it in a PS and be like, oh, well, nobody bought. That's the end of it. I can tell you with 100% certainty, I run a flash sale and I have a 3-day email welcome sequence. 3-day email sequence that I send out. It's 4 emails long. I get maybe 1 or 2 sales from that first email, and I will always wind up with more than $1,500 in sales from that sequence. And only 1 or 2 of a $12 product will come from day 1. So that means to me is that people need to be exposed to something 7 or 8 times or 7 or 9 times, whatever it is. There's an actual quote or an actual statistic for that. People need to be exposed to things a lot more often before they buy. And here's a lot of it is, and we've talked about this and I've said it before, calculated spaghetti. You have to keep throwing the spaghetti, and every single time you will get better and better, and you will learn something new. You will find something that you've taken away, even from a flop of a launch. You will learn something new. You will take it and tweak it for your next launch, and the next one will be better, and the next one will be better. And this is something that you have to remember. It's not I launched something once and it didn't work and I will never launch again in my entire life. It's not I launched something last month and I will annoy my list if I launch something again. You are there to make money. Mm-hmm. You are also helping your people at the exact same time. If people are unhappy with that, then they can see themselves off of your list. But your people who are there will continue to be there no matter what. Even if they don't buy right now, if they're still on your list, that means that they like what you have to say. You just need to tweak it in a way that will tug on their pain points a little bit and make them actually turn into buyers.
I love that. So just be consistent. So
consistent.
Yeah. And that's the thing. When you sell for the first time, it's not going to give you huge results because you're selling for the first time.
Yeah.
So I think you need to be consistent. I think you need to offer large projects, small products, courses, ebooks, whatever it is.
Oh, yeah.
Consistently get your people used to clicking over to the sales page, allow your sales page to take it from there. And then slowly let things evolve as you get to know your people and their pain points better. If you're still struggling, you could do a reader survey. I mean, you can ask people in an email. There's all kinds of things that you can do. But this is just your starting out point. And the very first part of selling is to get your people used to clicking and looking at that sales page. So remember, just like with Amazon, your job is to get them to click the link. Let the sales page do the job of selling the item. So it's more than one process. If people aren't clicking in your emails, then you know that's where you need to put your focus.
Yep.
If they're in the email and they're not buying, then the sales page is where you need to put the focus.
Absolutely. But you can't also say, like, if you have a list of 100 and only 3 people clicked over to your sales page, but nobody bought, you have to be aware of those kinds of numbers of, like, if a 3% conversion rate from email to buyer is normal, don't throw in the towel because you had a 1% conversion rate. Okay, guys, all of these numbers are totally arbitrary. I've had people who say that like a 0.02% conversion rate is good. I've heard people say, do what?
I don't even look at conversion rates. I'm not analytical. I'm like, do as I say, not as I do.
You guys, true story. Asher, my husband, we went through his statistics. Twitch is owned by Amazon. I nerded out for like 2 hours on their analytics and spreadsheets. Oh, it was so beautiful. And it was all in one place. Oh, but that was besides the point. Don't freak out because you're not hitting what other people are saying is right. Everything is different. Nothing happens in a vacuum. So don't beat yourself up because you're like, I was supposed to get a 3% conversion on my sales page and only 1% of people bought. That's totally okay. It will be better next time.
You have to start somewhere, guys. You just have to start. That's the most important thing. All right. So Marjorie said, instead of spending hours and hours creating a big product that fails, no, that succeeds. Should you do smaller products that only take a few hours until you figure out what your people want? All right, here's my advice to you, Marjorie. What you can do is if you have a large product idea, then maybe break it into sections and say, okay, the first chapter was going to be about this topic. Make it a mini workbook or guide. Sell that if that's what you want to do. If testing the waters is what's going to make you more comfortable about doing a full launch, absolutely go ahead and test the waters. Not only are you going to help your readers get used to clicking over, you're going to find the love language that is going to give you a more successful sales page. And you're also going to test the waters as to whether or not the bigger product is going to be the way your readers want to go. So it kind of is going to give you all kinds of information. And yeah, absolutely. If creating a large product is a struggle, overwhelming, scary thought for you, start small. Caroline and I both started with ebooks.
Yep.
Absolutely started with ebooks. So if an ebook makes you say, okay, I can do an ebook, I can absolutely do an ebook, do an ebook. If
100%.
making a live training is what makes you, I can do a live training. That's easy. That's something I could do. Then do that. You have to, it's not just your readers' pain points that you have to deal with in product creation. It's yours as well. Yeah. So if video scares the bejesus out of you, don't do a video course starting out.
Yeah.
Do what's easy. Do what doesn't scare you. Do what excites you. Creating products needs to excite you and excite them your readers as well. Because if it doesn't excite you to make it, then your conversation is going to be non-exciting when you present it to your list.
We've all read like a sales pitch and you're like, this is awful. We've all gotten one of those emails from somebody and you're like, this is bad. But we've also gotten emails from people who are like, you can feel their excitement about this product. You can feel how excited they are to tell you how they're going to help you change their life from a product that they've created, right? Like we can all pinpoint on like at least one of the emails in like the past month that we've gotten where it's like, you can tell the difference between somebody who's just trying to sell and somebody who's like, I am behind this 100%. That's how you need to feel about making the product. Because if you hate the concept of doing video, we can tell you until we're blue in the face that video works. People love video, blah, 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 blah. If you don't want to do video, you will not want to do it. And that's totally fine. Don't do it. Do whatever makes sense to you to start out. I will say this though, eventually, when somebody says you're going to want to do video and you're kicking and screaming the entire way, and then you try it out eventually and then it really works, and then you're like, why didn't I do this sooner?